Good evening,
Good evening.
and welcome to this evening's report.
This live broadcast brought to you from
The Lazarus and Dangerfield compound.
doo-doo-doo.
And there we go.
We go.
So
Adjust your seats. Do not adjust your television sets. We are here live and in the flesh.
we are indeed for the first time
Yes.
on one of these. You're back in the UK.
I'm back from the abyss.
And I wish you'd go.
I went to the devil's bowl. It was foul. The stench was unbearable. Also known as COVID-19. No, I have not had COVID. But I've had so many tests recently.
And I'm double vaccinated, so
Yeah.
you're fine.
So
You'll be fine.
I got my negative yesterday. I am Aladdin negative.
Are you the negative man?
I'm the Aladdin positive man. Aladdin.
But at your local grocery store. I don't know what Aladdin is.
Coming up on today's episode.
Coming up this week on the new movies, one of us, namely him, will be getting drunk, and I will be going to Tomorrow in the Tomorrow War, which isn't actually tomorrow, but
It's today.
Is it 30 years in the future? Something like that. But that's what it is, and that's what we're gonna do.
What are you staring at, man?
Seeing double again.
First, I'm getting drunk.
So, shall we segue onto that?
Yep. Red M&M, yellow M&M. They all end up the same color in the end. And as for your mother, she shouldn't have mouthed off like that.
So, tell us.
Yes, I watched, and this comes out 23rd of July in UK. For all you freedom fighters out there, you can go and watch this film without a mask. Possibly take a beer, because that's what it's about. It is called Drunk, starring Mr. Mads Mikkelson.
Love a bit of Mads Mikkelson.
He's awesome. He's kind of, I feel like he's like the new Liam Neeson. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah, he's got that about him. But he doesn't take himself too seriously. And in this film, he does. And that's what I like about it. Normally, he's a really serious guy anyway. But this is, basically, he's a school teacher who's sort of, where should I be looking? Probably at the camera. He's a school teacher who basically is burnt out in life. He doesn't talk to his wife much. His kids, the teenagers, have grown up. And he goes out for a friend's birthday, and they are drinking, talking, and he's driving, so he's not drinking. But then they basically talk about this theory by a Norwegian, I want to say, philosopher, who basically says if you keep a blood alcohol level of 0.5, you'll be happy and more productive in life. Anyway, after that, he sort of takes a shot, and then they all get very, very drunk. And the next day, he just decides maybe give it a crack. You know, why not? So he takes a bottle of vodka to school, as you do, and gets hammered, and then can't drive home. And that's, I think, all I'm going to sort of say on it. That's basically what's going on. It's about alcohol. It's about drinking a lot of alcohol, and there's obviously pluses and negatives. The damage and the good, the joy. What does Homer say? To alcohol, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems. So,
Very wise.
yes,
philosophy.
now at cinemas. This is my favourite film of the year. I definitely recommend it, and has just amazing song that sort of plays all the way out by a group called Scarlet Pleasure, which I can't play to you, but definitely Google it. What a life! That plus Mads Mikkelson's dancing. I'm not going to say any more than that.
That's what you
Definitely
need.
worth
That is
watching.
all you need. Mads Mikkelson dancing.
Maksimale promille. Den maksimale promille. Okay. Forsøg ved højt indtag af alkohol tilstræbt.
Anyway, moving swiftly to the future, tomorrow I believe there's going to be a war.
Well, tomorrow, at the moment, the weather report is still pretty hot. It's ridiculously hot here. I'm
It is
sweating like
It is horrendous.
anything. But yeah, we've got the first extreme heat warning in the UK. We've never had one before.
Yeah.
It's very exciting and very, very uncomfortable. But that's not what the movie is about.
It's sticky.
So the Tomorrow War, the new Amazon Prime original movie starring Chris Pratt and J.K. Simmons as Chris Pratt's dad.
I swear he's never got enough grief for his name. Do you know what I mean? We love him, but at the same time, it's just like, no one's ever really, your name is Pratt. He does play that well, though.
He does. I mean, look at Andy Dwyer, Parks and Rec.
And I was going to say just Star-Lord.
So Tomorrow War is about a war that happens tomorrow, which isn't actually tomorrow. It's like 30 years in the future. But anyway, what happens? He's a retired veteran, army veteran, and it's set next year. It's set in 2022 because they're watching the Qatar World Cup. There's a party happening at his house. And he's watching the football game with his daughter, and then suddenly an event happens.
Oh yeah.
Like a portal opens up on the football field, not soccer field.
Football field.
And some people come out of the portal, and they explain that they are from the future.
They're fully armed. Like I'd be like, what?
They're from 30 years in the future, and they explain that. What was it? It was something like.
Extinction level event is going to happen.
Is going to happen,
and so they're coming like Terminator.
They're coming back to recruit people because everyone's just being killed by this alien race. They're coming back in time to recruit people to try and stop the alien attack. And that's basically it. So you're drafted. Yeah. You get called by the government, you're drafted, you go along and you get sent to the future to fight this war and basically die.
Sounds like World War One and the Vietnam War.
I mean, the first 5 minutes, well, I'd say 10 minutes of this movie, when that happens, I was like, I'm in for this. You know, this whole thing happens. I'm like, this sounds crazy cool.
This was definitely a bit of it definitely had a good start. Definitely. It felt very 80s to me. Not in like, it wasn't filmed badly or anything. It just, I haven't had storytelling like this since the 80s. I was definitely in for an event.
And when they get sent to the future, it was terrifying. I felt genuinely terrified.
That reminded me of computer games.
Sent.
Oh yeah,
they're all in rows and they're all kind of sucked up into the sky.
That reminded me a bit of the one though. That did remind me of the one. Expecting Jason Statham with the terrible American accent. And Funch. This isn't Funch anymore.
Let's not remember Jason Statham as a Japanese American. So the aliens themselves, I found quite scary. They were really good.
They are very, I want to say, very Destiny or any kind of like. It feels very gamey. Not that they weren't. I don't know. Normally on computer games, there's always some really rabid beast rather than some. I don't know, you never get intelligent life. It's never someone, it's not like Star Wars or Star Trek where some guy who looks like you, but he's like, suck my ridges.
But actually, no, there was a very good twist of where they came from, which I didn't see coming. But
that reminded me of something else.
It was good. I would say the first half of this film, or certainly the first 2/3 of this film, I really enjoyed. And then I wasn't so keen on the latter half, the last third. It got a little bit cheesy for my liking.
Yeah, it was. Look, you said about how they got there, and I was like, the aliens. They're like any aliens in any film. I'm often like, how do they fly spaceships? A lot of them, you know, because they always have tentacles and things like that. But not that I'm saying anything or giving away anything about this film. You make a valid point in just like how did these aliens arrive, and that was interesting. But I feel like that warrants a second movie from that, possibly a prequel to this about how the aliens.
They did really
and
well.
That would be good. I think that would work. So it was interesting. I know what you mean.
But overall, I'd say it was mostly a fun watch.
Yeah.
So if you got Amazon Prime,
Yeah.
it's worth checking out. If you don't have Amazon Prime, don't worry.
Tomorrow is another day.
Exactly. A war is another war.
Well, we hope there's not one of them.
No. That is it for this episode. We will come back
live
with another one from the compound.
From the compound.
As you can see, we're well versed on literature.
This is actually phony. There's nothing behind us, and this is just a green screen. And actually, it's just behind us. It's just numerous amounts of Nerf guns. So.
And a dinosaur with a balloon.
And a Nerf grenade as well. Nerf grenade launcher. Nerf RPG. And
Nerf RPG.
Yeah, actually, a Nerf 50 cal. It's that rubber bullet.
So cool. Like and subscribe, and we will be back with you
most definitely soon.
Yeah, what he said.
Yeah. That's what she said.